Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. Now, I have a ton of things on my list this week to talk to you, so I'm hopefully going to only talk a little bit about each of these things, because sometimes I get a little bit carried away. But first, I want to say happy post-Valentine's Day, everybody. I hope everyone had a great V-Day. I had a great day here at the office, and then my wife made a wonderful Valentine's dinner for all of us, the whole family, all 5 of us got to sit down. And then we went and checked out the boys basketball team at the high school that night. And so hopefully this weekend we'll get out to maybe a special date night out here in Newburyport. But it was a great Valentine's Day. But as Bill Belichick would say, we're on to St. Patrick's Day. And everyone knows that's one of my favorite days. So we're on to St. Patrick's Day. Another thing I want to mention real quick is the winter storm that wasn't this week. So Monday night, as you all know, when we got to work here on Monday, it was predicted that we were going to get 8 to 12 inches of snow. And by the time we left work that day, we were down to 7 inches of snow. And even a few hours after that, we were down to 4. So we were in a tough spot, right? And everyone on this side of Massachusetts is calling off school. So, you know, when these things are happening, I'm constantly talking to my department heads. I'm talking to DPS in particularly about what's the plowing and salting situation looks like, what's the parking situation look like, and then I'm also talking to schools. So once schools made the decision to close, which I was in favor of because it looked like the timing of the storm, we were either going to have a bunch of snow at the start of school, so when people are trying to get to school, which I don't like, and then we were going to get snow after school. So anyways, long story short, we did not get one speck of snow. We got some snow, but nothing stuck to the ground. So again, very unusual. And that day, about half the schools in Massachusetts called off school that day. And I would say only a handful in the very, very southeast got enough snow to actually, warrant a cancellation of school. So it is what it is. I guess sometimes we get these things wrong. We're reliant on weather forecasts and things like that. So again, it's just one of those things. You got to kind of laugh at it. And again, at the end of the day, we try to make decisions that are the safest for our residents here. And so Monday was one of those storms that was never turned into what they thought it was going to turn into. So it is what it is. So I just wanted to mention that. Again, I thought it was ridiculous too, but my kids enjoyed the day home. And again, anyways, it is what it is. No, the storm that wasn't, we'll call it. Quick Whittier update. They had a school committee meeting this week. Nothing much happened to it. I will say the only thing that came out of that is that they unanimously voted to remove their statement of interest, that's SOI, from the MSBA for the school because they actually would have been able to have another vote by April 11th. And so thankfully they're not doing that because I think the vote that we had on January 23rd was loud and clear, 10,000 votes spread as far as the yeses and the nos. So at least we can put that piece to bed. And well, like I said last week after meeting with the superintendent and the other communities, I think we have a couple paths forwards here. One of them is this task force that I mentioned that I'll have an email go out later today to the other 10 communities about getting together and start working on revamping that regional agreement, hopefully to get to a place that works for everybody. So we're going to start that. And then just a reminder that we do have a Whittier School Committee rep position up at the end of March. So if you're interested in that, please get your resume and letter of interest in by the end of the month. I think it's actually February 28th, I believe is the day you got to get it in. But you got to get in by the end of the month, and so that gives us some time to prepare, and then we'll have you in on a March meeting, and it's kind of like an interview process, and then we'll vote on who the next rep will be. But we've got 2 new people put their names in for it, and I understand the current seat holder, Donna Holliday, is also going to reapply. So right now we're up to 3, and we'll see if anyone else applies. But that's coming up, and that's my Whittier update. On Monday, the City Council had a meeting, and the biggest thing to come out of it is that they finally voted on changing the zoning at the top of State and High, okay? So that's the global old mobile gas station. So there's a project out there that is ready to go, and to finalize that deal, so we signed a development agreement with that contingent upon the passing of zoning, and any passages of zoning is a supermajority vote of the City Council, right? So we need 8 votes out of 11. And wouldn't you know it, we got 8 votes out of 11 to kind of rezone that area and make, that's the R3. So again, all the corners of that intersection are now R3. And we also kind of redefined what multifamily looks like in the R3 zone. So it's something that benefits the city moving forward in a lot of different areas, not just for that project. And there was a lot of some good debate about it. But I think in the our path forward, I think our city solicitor and our planning director, Andy Port, did a good job putting this together. It allows this project to move forward, but also gives us some flexibility as we move forward throughout the city as well. So again, 8-3 vote, but now that project, that eyesore that everyone talks about at the corner of State and High, we've got a really great person coming in who wants to do a project, and it looks like it's going to be great. So we're excited for that to move forward. Just another reminder that the State of the City is coming up on February 28th. That's a Wednesday night, 7 p.m. here upstairs in the City Hall auditorium. We're excited for that. I will be speaking. Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll will be coming to speak as well, which is very exciting. And we're also going to give out the Public and Community Service Awards. That's our second annual awards. We'll be giving those out. We actually went through all the nominations today. We got a ton of really great, fantastic nominations this year. So we're going to be pretty excited about that. But that's coming up February 28th. It's free and open to the public, so come on down. It's going to be a great night. What else can I tell you? Newburyport Rec Center, okay? So that's been somewhat quiet. So we did submit we had submitted the plan to City Council as a communication. There was a City Councilor that had a problem with that. So now we've submitted it in the form of a order, and the order really is just asking them to allow us to continue to the design because there's still money that we haven't spent that could further the design of this project. So that's how we worded the order, but what that's going to allow us to do is actually have hopefully a committee of the whole discussion around the rec center and what's that look like. So that's going to happen March 4th. That's a Monday. It's actually, I have a school committee meeting that night, but it'll be March 4th, and it'll be hopefully another great community conversation around the rec center and how we move forward. And then we'll finally get to know what some councilors think about the plan that we've put together. And then we can decide how we move forward. But I think there's a lot of support in the city. I think the last election showed us that there's a lot of support in the city for this rec center at 59 Low Street. So now it's just time for the council to talk it out, and hopefully they can appreciate that we've been really thoughtful about the plan that we've put together, making sure that everything is met as far as parks going down to DPS on Perry Way, as far as making that crossing as safe as possibly we can on a busy Low Street. But again, right across from the street from the middle school, which is our highest population of kids that would use the rec center. So again, this will be a building that can be used for all ages. So we're excited about the conversation, and so that's going to be coming up on March 4th. So that's going to be after the State of the City, which I'm sure we'll talk a lot about the rec center during that. A little quick update on Newburyport Schools. They submitted 2 statement of interests to the MSBA, so that's actually at the City Council now. We've passed it at the school committee. Now it's at the City Council. They have to give us their blessing, and that will be submitted to the MSBA. This is for their accelerated repairs program, which was talked a little bit during the Whittier vote, but this is a program that they didn't have last year. They actually had stopped funding it, and then they brought it back this year. And roofs are one of those things that qualifies for accelerated repairs. And we've got 2 roofs at the middle school and the high school that are in desperate need of getting done. So we're going to put that in. So that's going through City Council this week from Budget and Finance. And then the other 2 things for schools, I'll tell you. We had our 100th day of school, so thank you, Zero the Hero, for visiting our kids down at the Bresnahan and celebrating that 100th day of school. Great learning opportunity around the number 100, which was really great. And then Bradley Brooks was officially hired as our Director of Pupil Services. He's going to start July 1st. He's coming to us from North Middlesex Regional School District. And you know what? All these meetings were public, right, that took place, especially the special school committee meeting where they talked about the 2 finalists. So if you're out there and you still have questions about this at all, go back to the school committee website and you can watch one of those meetings. It's right there. So, I mean, again, for me, I thought we had 2 great finalist candidates and actually knew people who knew both. And they both were spoken very highly of. And I think hearing from our superintendent and our HR director, Pam Keeley, they were really happy with both candidates, but particularly, they thought Bradley Brooks was the person to take our over that department and bring us, again, here into the future here in Newburyport. So, again, if you have any questions, please reach out to my office. But again, those meetings that was talked about in detail are available. So I would say go check those out if you have any more questions. God, I have a few more things. Let me just see if I can get to them real quickly. So the finance department led a discussion in our department head meeting last week around the budget. So again, the most, Joe DeBiase would say from Local Pulse, the most wonderful time of the year. So we're excited to get those conversations started. We had short-term rental inspections start here in the city. We did our first one the other day, and those inspections need to be done by the health department, the building department, the fire department together, and it went off without a hitch. The owner that was having the inspection done was very thankful of the process, so we were thrilled with that. We'll continue to work with those short-term rental operators around the city as they apply for their licenses here. And that's the new policy moving forward from the ordinance that was passed by the City Council. I want to congratulate the Newburyport High School Investment Club. They won the stock market competition. That is a club that is sponsored by the NEF, so Newburyport Education Foundation, but a really cool group, cool club that was put together. And again, they won this big competition, which is no surprise because anything that the NEF touches is gold. And I just know that the kids in this club are really enjoying it. So thank you to the NEF and congrats to those kids in the investment club. I want to just say the Friends of the Newburyport Public Library are having a kids magic show and used book sale this weekend at the library. So February 17th, Saturday, it's going from the magic show starts at 1:30, and then from 2 to 3 is a used kids book sale. So if you're in town, you're not taking off a February vacation, which is next week for our schools, get down to the library, get some books, see a magic show. The kids will love it. And then finally, the last thing I want to mention is, what was it? It was, tonight. So a couple things going on. First, I want to thank everyone that reached out about my Aunt Judy. We had our celebration of life last week at Michael's Harborside. Huge turnout, really great tribute to a wonderful woman. Today, I'm going to the celebration of life of Ronnie Goss, longtime firefighter here in the city. He was also a plumber as well. Just an incredible person, always there to help everybody. So I'll be looking forward to going down there and telling some good stories about Ron and just celebrating the person he was. He will be sorely missed after a long battle with cancer. And tonight, I am going to be at the high school with my dad. We are going to be calling the Newburyport girls basketball game against Pentucket. It's senior night up at the high school. So if you're bored, 96.3, you can listen to me and my father call the game. And that's my Mayor's Corner this week. So it's going to be school vacation week next week, so it should be quieter around here, but we'll have some good information for you next week as well. Get out there, enjoy it. And if you're going away on vacation, I am incredibly jealous. Enjoy every minute. And I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.